Welcome back. In this section, we'll be looking at how to use function expressions with the map method of arrays. Now, a function expression is just that, an expression, and you can use it in any place that an expression might go. You don't necessarily need to store a function expression inside of a variable at all times. Let's take a look at why. So say we had an array of numbers, and we stored it in a variable called, as you might expect, numbers. And then we established a new variable called results. To that variable, we will assign something very special. You can see that we call the numbers array with its map method. And then inside the parameters for that map method, we're going to pass some cool function. Now be aware that the map method of an array will always take in a function as a parameter, whether it's a function expression or a function expression stored in a variable, but it just has to be a function that the map method gets. So check this out. Here is the visual impression of our numbers array with each of the numbers inside of its own cell. And what the map method does is it takes our cool function and applies it to every single cell. Whatever cool function does, it does it to each one of the cells in turn. So you can see that our cool function here, whatever it may do, it gives us words in our final array that says, wow, these are some pretty cool results. Now you might be thinking, this seems kind of like a loop format, and guess what? It sort of is. So here's what this sort of functionality would look like in a loop format. Well, the first thing we would do is establish a results variable and then use a loop to go over each item inside the numbers array, and then we would use our cool function on each item inside of the numbers array, storing the result in the results array. So what's cool about the map method is that it takes all that code you see there in the loop and does it all conveniently in one line of code. So now let's actually build a function to pass to our map method. This time we won't use a variable, we will use a built function expression in the parameter parentheses. So let's check that out. What we're going to do is we're going to just simply double each number inside of our numbers array. So there's our function keyword, and here we have right after the function keyword our parameters with the array cell parameter. That's because we have to pass each cell of numbers into our function expression in order for the function expression to know which one that it is looking at. Inside our function body, we'll say just return the array cell, whatever that may be, times 2. So we will get a doubled value, and that will be passed into the identical cell of the results array. Now, something important here to remember is that you always have to close your function body, so make sure that you put a bracket at the end of your function body, as well as close the map method with a parentheses. Then, tying the whole statement together, since we do have an assignment here, is a semicolon to make sure that we execute the function and pass all of the results to the results variable. So let's check out how our doubling function works. We pass it right into the map method, and it is applied to every single cell of the numbers array. And you can see each one of these numbers being doubled in turn. Then, if we were to log out our new results array, we would see an array with all of the values doubled from our original numbers array. Oh hey, one more thing. Short functions are often built in one line for clarity and simplicity. You don't always have to build full blocked functions inside of a parameters. If it's nice and short, sometimes for clarity, simplicity, legibility, we will build those functions all in one line. So now you've seen how to build a function expression in the place of a parameter. So we will give you now to the challenges where you'll have some fun with that.